I survived Yozora. Did you? Welcome, welcome, one and all. It is time once again to enter the 5th dimension. It's your boy HMK. And today we are going to talk about a promise, about an oath to return. That is right. What is true? What is false? We shall know soon enough with the advent of Verum Rex and the one true sky, the night sky, Yozora. How y'all doing today? It's time for another episode of the 5th dimension, and as you know, when it comes to the 5th dimension, we need some fuel in order to reach the farthest corners of the galaxy when we are exploring all 5 corners of the dimension. This is a nice little elixir I like to call Ace Space Blood Orange, as we are going into the annals of space. And thank y'all so much for over 100 viewers in the chat. And for those who don't already know, Sky was unfortunately feeling unwell, so he could not be able to be on this episode, so he had to sit this one out, but he will be back for a future episode of the 5th dimension, and that the 5th dimension will be posted on YouTube. Hi YouTube, how you doing YouTube? What's up YouTube? Tomorrow, and all episodes are 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So what is Verum Rex? One person, 2 person, 3 person in the classroom. What is Verum Rex? Verum Rex is a world, is a video game that we thought was just something created for Toy Box when you first played Kingdom Hearts 3. Now let me tell you a little story about Kingdom Hearts 3 and first playing it, because of course I, among other awesome content creators, we were invited so graciously by Square and Disney to be part of the Kingdom Hearts 3 premiere event. And in the premiere event, although we did not see the Yozora Verum Rex trailer, we heard Rex say Yozora when he met Sora, and that's when it all began for me. Yozora was in my brain since 2018 and has not left since. And Yozora, if you guys didn't know, Yozora and Verum Rex is the whole catalyst to me coining the 5th dimension. Because as we know, there are 5 dimensions within the Nomuraverse. But the 5th dimension doesn't always apply to Nomura and Square. There are 5 dimensions. The first dimension, we all know, is Final Fantasy, right? The 3rd dimension is Kingdom Hearts. The 4th dimension is The World Ends With You. And of course, the 5th dimension is Verum Rex. And you guys already know what the 2nd dimension is, right? What's the 2nd dimension? Anyone here knows what the 2nd dimension is? Where? Oh, there it is. The Bouncer. That is right, the Bouncer. So, Yozora's been in my head since 2018, right? And in that same demo, we did not make it all the way to, what do you call them? Galaxy Toys or whatever. Not Galaxy. We made it to Galaxy Toys, but we didn't make it all the way to the high score video game place, where the box art was. And the thing about that, right, is in that demo, and only in that demo, Rex name drops Magia and Aegis, which I believe are the two partner characters to Yozora. Because we all seen the Yozora trailer, right? The 2 partner characters, Aegis, which is the guy who has that blade that's able to turn into a shield. Aegis means shield, right? And Magia obviously means magic. And then we saw there was a spellcaster dude who had the red hair and the fedora, and that's Magia and Aegis. And you know, those names did not reach the final product. I have no idea why, but you know, we see you, Square. You trying to be sneaky? Nomura's hella sneaky, right? So when we're talking about Verum Rex, right? Obviously, like, come on, guys, we all know, okay? We all know that Verum Rex and Yozora, it looks like something we've seen before, right? And despite what Nomura tries to claim, it's not Final Fantasy Versus 13. But can I tell you, I lost my mind. Like, you already saw the reaction, that my first pure reaction to seeing, like, when Yozora beats her ass, you know, but I survived Yozora, right? But when Yozora first beats your ass in Kingdom Hearts Remind, And when that secret ending, whatever, shifted to Yozora just like closing his eyes in the final world, and then you hear a car, and you see the lights, the flickering lights, and I'm like, no, because before that, we kind of put 2 and 2 together about some sort of Yozora Noctis association. A lot of people went on a limb say, oh, it's verse 13, you know, it's what verse 13 was supposed to be, and that Yozora looks a lot like Noctis. Yozora means nice guy, and Noctis means nice guy. The Tokyo Government Metropolitan Building looks a lot like the Insomniac Castle. The theme that plays in the secret movies sounds like Somnus when Riku's walking around Shinjuku and stuff. And people already put that 2 and 2 together. And then people were like, oh no, it's not Versus 13. People were like, it looks kind of like Versus 13. That looks a lot like Noctis. Yozora means night sky. And Yozora it turns out to be real. So, I mean, it looks kind of real. And then we get to the DLC. And then when you see the car ride, that fucking car ride, that one car, that damn car ride, you see that car ride, and then you're like, okay, no, now we can't fucking argue this no more. We can't argue this, Square. Like, it's literally like, people's done comparisons, and it's 1-to-1. Like, you can't. The fucking car is the same car, guys. The car is the same. When you see Luxord's head and Noctis's dad's head, like when they're driving the car, and you see the design of the car, the nice satin design and everything, it's the same fucking car. And I'm like, who are Nomura, Square? Like, who are you trying to fool? Like, it ain't me. It ain't us. We ain't fools. We're not fools. Like, so. Miss Tenderbrae was good. Boy, I literally cried for 30 minutes when I saw the ending. My jaw was dropped. Alright? So, of course, Nomura wants to say that Verum Rex is not Versus 13. And he makes a good point. Because Versus 13, as Versus 13, never saw the live date. And we all know that because we've seen the trailers. We've seen all the trailers all the way from back when 2006, right? And there's a lot of things from those trailers, like a lot of things from those trailers that did not make it into Final Fantasy 15, right? And Nomura says that, you know, the original plan, the story, everything has not, like, the original intent of Final Fantasy Versus 13 has not released. Only I know the story. Only I know what's going on. And he makes a good point. There are so many people online that try to claim that they know, and they try to leak what was gonna be in Versus 13 or whatever. But Nomura's like, nah, I'm the only one that knows. It's me, just me, right? Because he was the original concept. He was the concept designer and creator of Final Fantasy Versus 13 back when it was supposed to be part of the Fabula Nova Crystal series, with the whole things around Final Fantasy 13. It was Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy Versus 13, and Final Fantasy 13 Ageto, whatever. It became Type 0. Right, and then Versus 13 became 15. So that whole Fabula Nova Crystals thing kind of just like, but I mean, like, crystals has always been a thing in Final Fantasy, right? So he only knows the original concept. He was a director, only he knows about it. So that's the good point. And then he claims that Versus 13 and Verum Rex are not the same. They're different, and only he knows the difference, and he knows the stories. But at the same time, the fucking twisting thing about that, and this is how we get it. This is how we get into the fifth dimension, because the fifth dimension, although it is welcoming, it is passionate, it is energetic, it has lore, theory, speculation. It also contains a very dark element into that, and that's fallacies. All right, and that's something you will also find when you dive deep into the fifth dimension. Because even though Nomura says that we will never, like, they're not the same, and the proof of them not being the same is like, you'll never know. Like, because I only know Verse 13, and I only know Verum Rex. So he could say that. But at the same time, since we don't know what was Verum Rex, and we don't know what was Verse 13, since we don't know, and only he knows, it could be possible, it could be the same exact shit. But we'll never know. We'll never know for sure, because only Nomura knows that shit. And Verse 13 never saw the light of day. That shit could, Verum Rex could be the same exact shit Versus 13 could be, and Nomura could be like, it's not, but we'll never know. And that's the fucking thing about it, isn't it? Like, you feel me, right? That's the 5D chess that Nomura wants to try and play. That's the fifth dimension chess that he's trying to play with me. But guess what? I still got my queen. I still got my king. I got both of my rooks, and I'm about to go and knight his ass. So, Nomura, so, Versus 13, obviously, you know, gave some elements of inspiration, at the very least. You know, elements of inspiration to Verum Rex. You know, the car ride, Yozora as a character, and, if they actually went out on the biggest limb and got Ray Chase to voice Yozora, that would have been just like, that would have been like it, right? But then Nomura's all like, ha, nah, I'll make Ray Chase voice the Master of Masters instead. Right, and as we all know, Yozora is voiced by Dylan Sprouse, and that was dope. Like, I'm like, yo, I didn't know Dylan had that range. I didn't know that Dylan had that range because, I mean, like, when we first heard it in the trailer, everyone and their mamas are like, who is that? We're going through anime, video game, and we're going through anime and video game voices, and like, who is that? Who can get that dark tone? Who can get that dark pitch? Who is that? That is not quite Ray Chase. And I don't know if Yuri Lothenwell can go like that. Maybe it's Troy Baker? I don't know. Who is that? Who is that? Right? And then out of the fucking bag, Zach Martin from fucking Sweet Life of Zach and Cody rolls up to Kingdom Hearts and says, time to end this. You're right. Dylan Sprouse is a weeb, and it makes like no. I love Zach and Cody. I love the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, and I see them on. I've seen the twins, the Sprouse twins, on video game commercials all the time, right? So now that you know he's in Kingdom Hearts as Yozora, I'm like, bro, all right. And he did a phenomenal job. He floored me as Yozora. When I found out that was Dylan Sprouse at the end, when I beat his ass in Dylan Sprouse, I'm like, Dylan Sprouse, like Zach and Cody's Dylan Sprouse, or what? So I cannot wait to see more of this guy, right? And of course, it does make a lot of sense going forward with that, because Dylan Sprouse, obviously, huge ties to Disney, you know, Zach and Cody, Disney Channel, right? So he already has that, you know, Disney association, and then Disney was probably like, hey, what about Dylan Sprouse? And Dylan Sprouse was probably hounding his agent like back and forth about, like, yo, I want to be in a video game. And then like, hey, you know, Disney is looking for someone to voice a very dark, edgy, important character moving forward with Kingdom Hearts. Are you down for that? And then Dylan was all like, bet. Rolled up to the recording booth and just slayed that scene. That's crazy. And man, I'm just waiting. I am waiting for my Yozora Play Arts cut. Yozora Bring Arts. Disney, Square, you cowards, release that shit now. You're scared. You're scared that shit will sell out in an hour. Pre-orders will be done. Pre-orders will be dismantled. All right, that is disgusting. All right. So then Yozora already was a captivating character even before he gained a voice, right? We saw Yozora in the trailer. We're talking about base Kingdom Hearts 3, right? We saw Yozora in base Kingdom Hearts 3 in the trailer, and he looked dope. His abilities looked hella dope, you know, and it's something that deals with a lot of, you know, creation and manipulation of technology, code, you know, the space around him. And I've said this in the video that I put out today, that aside from Sora, which deals a lot with magic, keyblades, the light, his heart, you know, that's something very mystical. Sora deals with very big mystical elements when he fights in combat and in like his whole character. Now, Yozora seems to be the antithesis to that, the anti-Sora, because instead of dealing with magic, mystical elements, and light, and all that, you know, all that stuff, it seems that Yozora deals a lot with technology and science, coding and manipulation on a scale that will, you know, mess with dimensions and the fabric of space, you know. So while Sora is very mystical, Yozora is very technological, and that, like, Yozora is literally a technomancer. He's a technomancer. So like that's crazy. And then when we fought him in the DLC, I was just like, oh, let me play as this character. Let me play as this character, please. Please. God. What was your first reaction seeing the Toy Box trailer? Bro, oh God, I have like, guys, whoa, I got gas. It's like it's not gas like stuff like fart gas. It's like it's like gas like here. I need a burp like, but it's not letting me. It'll come out of it. Wait. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the stuff. All right. So, anyways, when it comes to Verum Rex, the trailer that we saw in the toy box, I was floored, and I'm like, "What is this?" Because it was still very early in the Kingdom Hearts game, right? In Kingdom Hearts 3, and I was like, "What is this? What am I seeing?" And I'm like, Verum Rex, and then it shifts over to Rex. It was like, oh, that's something to show what Rex was playing. And I'm like, okay, it's something to like let us know like Rex was playing a video game and establish the fact that a video game is on the table, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, but that seems a little too much. That seems like a lot for just like, oh, Rex is playing a video game. That seemed like a lot. So already in my head was like kind of like, all right, what's going on? And then Rex started talking about Yozora, and then that made me remember the shit that I saw in the premiere. And I'm like, okay, Yozora, Maga, Aegis. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, yo, is this a thing? Can this be? And then like throughout the entirety of Kingdom Hearts, I'm like, can this be a thing? Can this be a thing? Can they just like, because like in the back of my mind, I was all like, it's not a thing. It's just them to like show you like, oh, it's a game. Kind of like Final Fantasy, but not Final Fantasy, because they don't want to reference. This is my thought my thought process, right? They don't want to reference Final Fantasy as a game that Rex was playing, because we have Final Fantasy characters within the lore of Kingdom Hearts. So they don't want to say that they don't want to say that Rex was playing Final Fantasy, because that would fuck up. Like, oh wait, Final Fantasy character, Final Fantasy game, character game in Kingdom Hearts. That would muddy things up. So they want to make a Final Fantasy-esque game for Rex to play around in. And that's what was at the back of my mind. But I was always like, can this be a thing? Can this be a thing? Please let this be a thing. I want this to be a thing. This looks cool. Make it a thing. Square, I know you can make something like this. Make something like this. And then we get to the secret movie. And let me tell you about the secret movie. Because as you guys might have already known, I received Kingdom Hearts 3 early, right? That's the good stuff. I received Kingdom Hearts 3 early, right? So I was able to play the game, try to blast as much as I can through the game, yada yada yada, and I beat it. But Square was really smart in not putting the epilogue and the secret movie in the game until a day. So one day after the release date, I think it was the day of they released the epilogue, right? And then the day afterwards, they released an update to release the secret movie, right? But I beat the game before the game released, right? So I was all like, okay, I mean, I'm waiting for the secret movie because I already knew the secret movie was coming. So then I was like, all right, the secret movie's here. I booted it up, and then it's like, secret movie Yozora has now been downloaded. Is now available, right? And I'm like, secret movie Yozora? I mean, that doesn't make any sense because I didn't really mess around with the theater mode after I beat the game. So I thought that the secret movie Yozora was the trailer thing. Like they added a bonus thing. It's like, oh, you really like that trailer, and the trailer wasn't accessible. So the trailer was like, oh, the secret movie Yozora. That's the trailer you saw in Toy Box. Here, have it for free. And that's what I thought it was. I'm like, okay. So I look for it in the Toy Box area of the theater, and I'm like, I don't see it. I can't find it. And I go to secret movie, and it's like secret movie Yozora, and I see the fucking hand like this, and I'm like, what? I play it, and then the whole madness happens, and I'm like, I was like, Shibuya! The ones that we Shibuya! And then, Riku walking. I hear the music, and I'm like, the fuck? That kind of sounds like, that sounds like Final Fantasy 15. What the fuck? And then the camera goes, and you see someone sitting, and then you see right there Yozora just staring down. I'm like, it's gonna be real! It's gonna be real! Oh man, I was popping off. I was like, it's gonna be real! And then we get to and then we get to the DLC. And then Shibuya, and then the secret endings, and then fucking Luxord. Can we talk about Luxord for a little bit? I don't like to pop off as much as the next guy, but when I'm in the 5th dimension, I gotta pop off. Way before the DLC came out. Before that, I made a theory. It was the price of the Power of Waking Part 2. I made a theory on Luxord, saying that Luxord was gonna be the best. Luxord was gonna be the greatest ally you never knew. I said there's some importance to Luxord. The fact that he's the gambler of fate. He deals with time. He gave Sora that card. He was under the radar. And the fact that he's Nomura's favorite organization member. And I was like, this man is gonna be the greatest ally you never knew. This man has some. And Lord and behold, this man is from Verum Rex. This man is Yozora's butler. This man was driving the car. Luxord, impressive, is it not? So, the fact that Luxord was in the game I just floored. You know, I feel the Luxord reveal was just as potent as the fact that Verum Rex was so fucking crazy, right? And the fact that Luxord was there was just like. So then, obviously, my mind races with theories. My mind is forever. After that, my mind was forever locked into the 5th dimension. All right, and I'm like, that's why he was that's why he's so gentlemanly. That's why he's so courteous, because he likes to play games. Whatever. He's Yozora's butler. He probably waits on Yozora hand and foot. Yozora probably trusts him the most. He's probably Yozora's most trusted advisor, butler, closest friend. He probably helped raise Yozora and whatnot. And he was probably acting on accord of Yozora hopping dimensions in order to find someone that would help him and Yozora and their world with a problem that they're facing. And of course, Verum Rex, when you look at the box art and when you look at the trailer and when you look at everything that's happening, you would expect that there's some sort of apocalyptic shit that's about to go down in that world. As we've seen in the box art, it says that humanity deals with like a great influx of weapons, right? And that the karma is the karma that exists within all humans' hearts will reach its peak, and that, you know, the gigases are all over the place. They rely too much on weapons. Weapons are rising up. It's gonna lead to disaster, catastrophe, and Yozora needs some help in order to stop or fix all of this, right? And Yozora has to stay behind in order to, you know, because he's a commander of something. He has to stay behind and try to, you know, stop the hands of fate from destroying his world, right? And he's like, I need to send the one man I trust the most, Luxord. I need you to help me find someone to stop all this. And he sends, and Luxord's like, of course, Commander. Goes off, finds himself in the Kingdom Hearts universe, right? And then, he probably engages with Organization 13 for one purpose and one purpose only, right? He probably rolled with Organization 13 because he knew they were bad. He knew they were up to no good. He knew that they were fucking up the wrong tree, and that they were messing with aspects such as Kingdom Hearts, which has the potential to reset the universe. Luxord probably knew that, right? Luxord already knew that. And that he knew that if he rolled with this crew, he knew he would be front and center to someone who will be capable of stopping them. And that someone would be a candidate, right? And then that's when Luxord comes into contact with Sora, right? And throughout that encounter, throughout that knowledge of who Sora is, throughout all of that, it's all been a game, a test of skill that Luxord has been playing for Sora, all the way up to his final defeat. And he knew when he met this boy Sora, he knew he made the right choice. And he said that you were born for these sorts of games. And he gave him the wild card. And he said to Sora that he earned it. And he looked down and thought to himself that that may indeed turn the tables. What tables could that turn? The tables of what is going on in the world of Verum Rex. And when Yozora came into contact with Sora and lost, Luxord had one sentence to say to his commander. Impressive, is it not? Because he knew that he made the right choice in bringing the boy who saved the world to his commander Yozora. That's the power of the fifth dimension. The one true sky. It's the one true sky. One sky, one destiny. And that is why I believe that Verum Rex's world is dealing with some trouble. Because Xehanort said that, and Xehanort knew all worlds share one sky. There is one sky, one destiny. And you know what that destiny is? It's a fucked up destiny. That destiny is that all worlds, all dimensions shall face the destiny is the final destiny. The final destiny of facing the wrath of the light of Kingdom Hearts. Of what the Keyblade War. That's the destiny. That is the one sky, the one destiny. The end all be all. What waits for them at the end of the Keyblade War? That's the one destiny. Apocalypse. Armageddon. The world made clean. That's the one destiny. And with Verum Rex, I feel that an Oath to Return is definitely going to be Verum Rex. I don't think that Verum Rex is going to be named Kingdom Hearts and Oath to Return. I think it's going to be named like Verum Rex Kingdom Hearts. A lot of people play around with Kingdom Hearts Verum Rex. I think it's going to be Verum Rex Kingdom Hearts. In order to like, I'm not crazy, all right? You know how video games do that, right? Where they're kind of part of the series, but then they put another name in front of the series name, like Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes, World of Final Fantasy. They put the thing in the end instead of the beginning in order to be part of the series, but not truly part of the series. So I feel it's like Verum Rex Kingdom Hearts. That's what it's gonna be. You know what I mean, right? You guys know what I mean. We've seen it before in movies and stuff and video games, yada yada yada. There you go, Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII. Thank you. There you go. See, there you go. Yeah. So, do I think that Verum Rex is going to be Kingdom Hearts 4? Probably not. I feel that Verum Rex is going to be one of those games leading into Kingdom Hearts 4 because I feel that they need to establish Yozora a lot better. Because, Yozora, guys, preach in the chat of the fifth dimension. If you're sold on Yozora as a character, let me see you say sold in the chat. Let me see sold. you're sold, because I'm sold on Yozora. I've been sold on Yozora, alright? But I feel that we need Yozora's character, his character and his world and the people around him to be fleshed out more, you know? So I would definitely see Verum Rex being the game, the bridge game, one of the bridge games leading into Kingdom Hearts 4. In order to establish Yozora better, and that Yozora is going to be in Kingdom Hearts 4. And, you know, and that's such a fucky thing about Kingdom Hearts. Especially at ending 3. That's such a fucky thing, because, like, we beat 3, we beat Yozora, no, we beat 3, we beat Xehanort, Sora fades away, Kairi is saved, whatever, and then, like, Xigbar is back, he's actually Lushu, he's saying the Master of Masters is gonna return, Foretellers, and we already knew what the Foretellers were thanks to back cover and Union Cross, right? So we already got that flavor. It's like, oh, okay, so the Kingdom Hearts is setting up. You know, they were planting the seeds with Union Cross and back cover, so they were planting the seeds for this. Okay, it makes sense. They were like, you know, planting the seeds for the Master Masters, the Foretellers, Sora going against all of them. Yada yada. Okay, that's what the next saga is gonna be. And then they do this Verum Rex shit. And I'm like, guys, I was like, okay, Kingdom Hearts roadmap after 3. Okay, Union Cross, or, Foretellers, or Lushu, Master Map. Okay, alright, cool. And then, checks notes, Verum Rex, and then, like, we're going this way, and then the more's like, that way, and I'm like, I guess we're going this way then, right? And now, thanks to the combination of the Master of Masters, the Foretellers, Lushu, Verum Rex, Luxord, Yozora, we don't even know where Demyx, we still don't know where Demyx is, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, man, all right. We're going every which way, and I'm like, cool, man. That's so funky. So I feel the more did that on purpose in order for us to understand, like, hey, you may think you know where we're going with Kingdom Hearts Chapter 3, but you don't. You don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. So, Watch Demyx is actually part of Verum Rex. Watch Demyx is actually part of Verum Rex along with Luxord. Because the fuckiest thing is that apparently, like, Luxord is from Verum Rex's universe. Yet Xemnas says you four are going to reveal your greatest secret, the ancient Keyblade legacy that dwells within you. Right? So then, and then when he said that, he was talking to Marluxia, Larxene, Demyx, and Luxord. Right? And Marluxia and Larxene are like, we understand because Lauriam and Elena, they are from Union Cross. We already know that. Demyx and Luxord were MIA, but then at first we're all like, okay, I guess this kind of confirms they were from Union Cross too. All right, and then Luxord is from Luxord's from Verum Rex, and we still don't know where Demyx is at, and they both still haven't showed up in Union Cross. So I'm like, so are we gonna split? There were four of them. There were four of them. Are we gonna split the difference? Like, here we go, little bunny foo-foo, like, you know, Larxene and Marluxia. These two are from Union Cross. But then Demyx and Luxord is like, but these two are from Verum Rex. And together, they make the ancient Keyblade legacy. Isn't this game great? Isn't this series amazing? I fucking love this game. I love this series. I love this series, man. I'm so glad it took off. I'm so glad Kingdom Hearts 1. I'm so glad Kingdom Hearts 1 took off. Man, I love this game. Oh boy. Oh god. So, yeah, but here's a thought that I want to play around with. Oh god. Within the fifth dimension. Whoa, man. Oh god. Would this mean Xemnas Xehanort knows about Yozora? To be fair, young Xehanort was fucking around the toy box. And Yozora was front and center in the area that he fucked with Sora. So I mean, yeah? But it doesn't matter, they're dead. Xehanort is dead. Dun 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 dun. It doesn't matter, Xehanort's dead, you know. So that's here's the thing I want to pose to you guys. Here's the thought that I want to think about within the fifth dimension. All right, Luxord. All right, we've seen it. Like, you know, people who want to deny that Luxord is the driver is just like, bro, are you using your eyes? And if that wasn't enough, both of the voice actors, Japanese and English, have stepped forward, commenting on the fact that, you know, they were a part of that scene. Right, Robert Atkins down, and I don't remember the name of the guy who voices him in Japanese. Anyways, do you think that after Luxord vanished at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, after his nobody got dismantled by Sora, left him the card, do you think he went back to the world of Verum Rex, and that, you know, Yozora's dream was in real time and stuff? I want to assume so, because I want to assume that him saying impressive is in line with him commenting on Sora's ability, that he knew that Yozora, you know, already, you know, fought him, and they fought through dimensions, through dreams, whatever it is, final world. And Luxord knew that he already fought him, and he's like, oh, impressive, is it not? And do you think that he already returned by then, or that it's a different moment in time? But also think about that when we were talking about time and the fifth dimension, because if you guys don't know, the fifth dimension is real, and I'm not like this is like both a meme and not a meme. Like, the fifth dimension, you know, theoretically is a dimension that is above time, right? Because as we know, the three dimensions, you know, a 3D space, you know, one dimension is just front, two dimensions is front and back. Three-dimensional space. The fourth dimension is considered to be time within mathematical theory, right? That's the fourth dimension. The fifth dimension is whatever is beyond that, right? Beyond time. So since Luxord is the gambler of fate and his element is time, you know, what makes it say, what's to say that he was already in Kingdom Hearts, and when he was fighting, he was already still with Yozora, and that, like, you know, I'm so fast, I control time so much that I'm able to be in two places, in two different dimensions at once. And then, like, he knew, like, okay, his nobody died in the Kingdom Hearts universe, but you still hear the Verum Rex universe. Kind of like how in Naruto, how when you do a shadow clone and then you retain all the shadow clone's experience when the shadow clone goes poof. You guys know what I'm talking about. So what if it was kind of like that, right? And then, like, his shadow clone goes poof in the Kingdom Hearts universe, and then in the Verum Rex universe, he retains everything, and then he's like, okay, you know, Sora has the card, he's primed and ready to meet the boy, he's primed and ready to meet the commander, he does, and then he's like, hey, impressive, is it not? Am I going too fast for you? I need to breathe. The one thing that has me so captivated about Luxord in Verum Rex is that I have no talent for drawing people. I'm cool. I mean, like, I'm able to sketch designs of weapons and stuff, and I think I'm pretty good at it. I mean, I made my own Keyblade, right? But when it comes to drawing people, I'm not great. But I constantly think of, like, fan art in my head of, like, about Luxord in a butler's outfit teaching itsy bitsy baby Yozora how to play solitaire, and I'm like, I'm creating, like, fucking, I'm creating fan fictions in my head about, like, time to commission. We got to have money So yeah, I'm totally in love with the idea of like Luxord, helping raise Yozora, and that Yozora trusts him above all else. But I mean, that's one of the things we have to theorize and speculate when it comes to the relationship in Verum Rex and whatnot. And then of course there's these other characters that are within Verum Rex, and that's why it's called the fifth dimension. You know why? Because V in Roman numerals is 5, and what does Verum Rex start with? A V. And then we know about 5 characters within the Verum Rex universe. We know about 5 characters: Yozora, Magia, Aegis, Luxord, and the Nameless Star. So far, that's the 5 people we know for a fact within the universe, right? And if you guys haven't seen my Sora and Yozora, the One True Sky theory, I really think you should see it. But to paraphrase the theory, is that I believe that the Verum Rex universe, that Yozora is a surviving remnant of a universe that was destroyed by the Keyblade War and reset by Kingdom Hearts, right? A universe that existed before that of Union Cross, and Union Cross is the second universe, and Kingdom Hearts 3, Sora's universe, that's the third universe, right? And Yozora's universe is the first known universe, and he wants to try and stop that and end that. And the biggest thing that kind of points me in that direction is that the kind of thought and concept I've been playing around with the people, the hearts within the final world, they're stuck in the final world because they've died with regret. They've died with with unmatched feelings. They've died with like something fucky happened to them when they died, and they can't let go of those feelings, and that's why they're stuck in purgatory, which is the final world. And they cannot ascend to Kingdom Hearts, which Kingdom Hearts is like where all hearts return. But if your heart can't return for whatever reason of regret or whatever, you get stuck in the final world, right? And I wanna feel that everyone who was alive when Yozora's universe got reset got sent to the final world as a heart, but only Yozora survived. Yozora and Luxord survived, whatever, right? And then that's the spin I'm gonna put on it, right? And that the Nameless Star, which is the girl in the Yozora trailer, was there, and that's why she was stuck there. Is because like she along with everyone else in that universe, as we saw in the Verum Rex trailer, got bodied when the universe was being reset by the power of the Kingdom Hearts at the end of their own Keyblade War, right? And that's the thought I want to play around with. But then like, oh, if Yozora was the surviving remnant and Luxord, we saw Luxord, like, did Luxord survive or whatever? But then we have to also think about the craziness that Luxord is the gambler of fate and his element is time. So that's like Luxord, haha, pun intended, is Yozora's ace in the hole, right? And since he's able to control and manipulate time, he's like, yo, the universe constantly gets fucked up. Bam, destroyed. Bam, destroyed. Bam, reset. Bam, destroyed. And then Yozora and Luxord keep trying to use Luxord's power to go. It's like, okay, this is try number 11, right? I need you to go find a person to find this. And then the universe gets reset. We try again. And they're able to keep trying again because Luxord can manipulate time. And that, I feel, will play into the whole center of Sora. It's like, okay, this time we found Sora. And if we bring Sora into Verum Rex, maybe we can avert this shit that we've been dancing with time and time again. Because that's the big brain! Yo! That's fucking... I brain blast myself. Because they keep trying, but they keep failing. Because they can't find a way to change the fate. So they keep using Luxord's power to reset time, to find someone that can change fate. And who can change fate? Sora! Because he changed fate in Kingdom Hearts 3! By abusing the power of waking! Part 4. Part 4. Part 4. Part 4. Tell me the fifth dimension is not real. Tell me the fifth dimension is not real. right, boys and girls, looks like we have a concept for the price of the power of waking part 4, baby. Let me see some part 4 hype in the chat. Part 4 hype. I think we need some more fuel in the hype thrusters. What do you guys think? So, but all things considered, you know, we've been thinking and talking about how, you know, Kingdom Hearts can be bridged over to Verum Rex. You know, from like Kingdom Hearts 3, Sora, Luxord, you know, how's the bridge over? But then we have to also understand that Verum Rex is its own property. Verum Rex is its own thing. How can Luxord control time? How can Axel control fire? How can Xigbar control space? How can Sykes control moon? How can Larxene control thunder? How can Marluxia control flower? He's got the gift, you know. So we have to understand that Verum Rex is probably very rich in its own universe, its own lore, its own, you know, understanding and stuff. And, you know, one thing that I really wouldn't want to see happen in the future of Kingdom Hearts when it comes to Verum Rex is that I wouldn't want to see Verum Rex regulated as just a world in Kingdom Hearts. You know, like a Deep Jungle or Neverland or what do you call it, Wonderland or anything. I don't want it to be regulated as just a world. I want it to be its own world of worlds, like in Kingdom Hearts. You know, but at the same time, you know, like all worlds, you know, share the same sky. So it could still be a world within Kingdom Hearts. But how would you guys feel? Because like Kingdom Hearts, here's the thing. Here's the kicker. Here's the kicker, right? How would you guys feel? Kingdom Hearts as a game always dealt with the concept of multiple worlds, right? And there are multiple smaller segmented worlds thanks to the Keyblade War that happened at the end of Union Cross. Yada yada yada, right? How do you feel about a Kingdom Hearts game, Verum Rex, that dealt with one of the worlds, the Verum Rex world, but it so happens that this world is a very big world. It's a big ass world. It's a giganto world. It's a thick world. It's a dummy thick world. How would you guys feel about a Kingdom Hearts game dealing with one world, but a dummy thick world? Like, I think it would, like, for Verum Rex, I think it would work well. I really think it would, you know. Oh, man. Is the chicken recipe still happening? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's just, you know, lots of things. But you know, I feel it could happen very well. And then we also have to think about, like, if we're gonna truly have a Verum Rex game, we have to be controlling Yozora, right? And what would the gameplay be like? And you know, at first I was like, yay, hanky panky, another version of gameplay of you know, Kingdom Hearts. You know, like what Kingdom Hearts is known for: fast, frantic, action paced. You know, you're able to jump, move around, and stuff. And from what we see with Yozora, when we fight him, you know, he floats in the air, he jumps, he teleports, and he does all this really weird, awesome shit, right? So he's definitely on par with the ability that Sora is able to put out. And, you know, I would like a Kingdom Hearts-esque gameplay aspect when it comes to a Verum Rex game. But then along crawls Final Fantasy VII Remake. And if you guys, like, you guys are here, obviously, because we're talking about Kingdom Hearts 3. But if any of you guys have not played Final Fantasy VII Remake yet, play that game. The gameplay so good. Right? So, And then that makes you really wonder, would I rather want a game like that plays more like Final Fantasy VII Remake? And that will allow us to control Yozora, Magia, and Aegis, and maybe Luxord, right? So then, like, you know, that's the thing to consider, you know, switching between party members, controlling their party members. They all seem to play very, very different, right? And I would definitely like to see something like that. But then I think to myself as well, you know, because Final Fantasy VII Remake is very grounded. It's very grounded gameplay. You know, Kingdom Hearts has different layers of gameplay to it when it comes to, you know, on the ground gameplay and aerial gameplay, and I feel it does both very well. You know, Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's definitely meant for grounded gameplay. Aerial gameplay in that game sucks. Like, it sucks. And I swear, there are some people that try to swear about it, and I'm like, no. If there's an aerial enemy, I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna do one of two things. I'm either gonna switch to Baron or Aerith or spam magic. You ain't gonna see me trying to follow up with Tifa or Cloud in the air. No, the aerial combat is dick in Final Fantasy VII Remake. So that makes me thinking, perhaps another combination. I would love to see a Verum Rex game with combined gameplay aspects of Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy VII Remake. But then there's gonna be people that are like, no, Final Fantasy 2. No. There's gonna be people like, no, Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm like, listen, player. Kingdom Hearts 3 gave us air step. It gave us air step. I ain't going back. It gave us air step. Air step, my dude. Air step. How can you go back from air step? So, I would like, you know, Kingdom Hearts Verum Rex Kingdom Hearts, to have a gameplay that's a little in the middle between Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy VII Remake. And you know, this is Square Enix we're talking about. They can do it. They can do it. You know. They can do it. Easy. Well, not easy. I ain't no game developer. You know, making Final Fantasy VII Remake and Kingdom Hearts 3 could have been the hardest shit on the planet. I wouldn't know. I'm not a developer. So yeah, you know. So yeah. Imagine Yozora with air step. Red air step. And can I say, as the boy that likes to deal with red, everything is red. Everything is red. You don't believe me? No, of course you don't believe me. You're here. You already know my streams. Everything red and black. So I'm like, the fact that Yozora incorporates so much red, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So man, I cannot wait to see that. That more of that red. So you know, I definitely want to see more of like a Verum Rex game. You know, and then but I feel like it's very ambiguous because of course when we fight Yozora at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, when we fight with Yozora, we fight him in Shibuya. When we see Yozora in the Yozora Secret movie, it's Shibuya, right? But then I can't really make out. I couldn't make out known locations in the Verum Rex trailer or in any of the secret endings of Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind in order to put Yozora still in Shibuya, and that Verum Rex is based on a fictionalized version, inspired by a fictionalized version of Japan. But then, of course, you know, we see very applicable things. You know, Shibuya, the 104 building. It's actually 109 in Japan, but you know, right? The 104 building in Shibuya, and then of course Riku looking at the Tokyo Government Metropolitan Building, which is in Shinjuku. And Shinjuku is not that far from Shibuya. Shinjuku is like literally one train stop to Shibuya. Visit Japan. Japan's great. When all of this BS is over, when the world is finally opened back up, visit Japan. So I'll definitely be down for a fictionalized version of Japan, but then that really makes me wonder if the Verum Rex world is going to be Japan. Because, I mean, like, what would you call it? What would you call it? Would we call it Shibuya? Would you call it this? Like, God, I don't want to turn anything on, but is the world within Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind when you fight Yozora, is that called Shibuya? Because in the data greetings, the worlds have names. And if I'm remembering correctly, the world name for that is question mark, question mark, question mark. So it's not named Shibuya, if I'm correct. Am I correct? Am I correct? I think I'm correct. And so, you know, to our understanding, it might not even be named Shibuya, right? Because the Mars already confirmed that the Shibuya that we see in Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind is not the same Shibuya in The World Ends With You, right? Which is crazy. It's crazy, right? And if we're not going to go by Shibuya or Shinjuku, then it's just going to be a fictionalized version of Japan that's probably going to use, like, different names. Like Shibuya, it's going to be called, like, Shibuyo, or Shinjuku, or it's going to be Shinjuka, or, like, something like that, or whatever. But it's plain to see the 104 building, which is the 109 building, which, by the way, if you ever visit Japan, and, like, go check out the 109 building. If you're not a girl, you will not find anything to buy in there, because the 109 building there's like 11 floors. It's all female stores. It's all female shops. All of it. And man, that place gets hot because there's a lot of people in there, and it's a lot more cramped than you would expect. It gets hot, and everyone's breathing, and it gets hot, right? So check out the building. It's cool. And, you know, 109 is in Japan, but it's 104 in video games. And in Shinjuku, the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building is like 1-to-1 there. You know, so it's like, you know, we see things that exist in real life in this game. The fucking Shibuya crossing, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Hachi wasn't in, you know, in Shibuya and Verum Rex, but yeah. Woo! Oh man. But yeah, it really makes you wonder, is Verum Rex's world going to be something that is, you know, other than Shibuya, other than, let me well, it's Shibuya enough, because I mean, like, the Shibuya crossing and the 104 building help define Shibuya, so it's Shibuya enough. Alright, like, it really makes you wonder if, like, how many more aspects of Japan is Verum Rex going to incorporate into his game if Yozora is truly from an area that's derived from that area in Japan. Shibuya, Shinjuku, Harajuku, all those areas, you know, like, how big is this world going to truly be? And I've already made a theory about that. Not a theory about that, but a theory relating onto the aspects of, you know, the real world Japan going into the world of Kingdom Hearts. And that is a prospect of one of the next games coming up, when of Kairi and Riku working together to find Sora, the path to Sora. I made that theory. If you guys haven't seen the theory, check it out. Kingdom Hearts, you know, Kingdom Hearts 3, Path to Sora, or whatever. So, you know, Kairi and Riku are both going to combine their connections in order to help find Sora, you know, and they're going to do it through the advent of dreams, because, you know, Kairi's asleep, Riku's going to use his dreams. So I feel that Kairi is going to enter Riku's dreams to, you know, help find Sora. And then they'll go world by world all the way to the last world, and the last world in that game, kind of like Dream Drop Distance, the last world in that game would be, you know, the world of Verum Rex. Question mark, question mark, question mark, unnamed, right? And as we all know, Sora wakes up in Shibuya. Sora fought Yozora in Shibuya. However, Riku wakes up in Shinjuku, right? And then in that theory, I had a whole map lined out and shit, like how to get from the government metropolitan building to the 109 building from in Japan. There's a literal map route, right? So I feel that, like, if that would be a game, you'll be controlling Kairi starting from the government metropolitan building, and you have to work your way in Japan from Shinjuku going to Shibuya all the way to the 104 building, and there's a map route, and by foot it would take like 54 minutes, right? And I'm like, that sounds like a world. That sounds like a good final world for a game. And I'm like, what do you think? What do you think about that? That sounds dope. To me, that sounds dope. You know. And then Kairi will get to, you know, the building, fighting Gigases along the way. And then at the top of the building, she sees Yozora fighting Sora, and she's trying to make it up to the building to get there in time. And then it leads to whatever. And then that game could play with time, depending on the amount of time you take to get to Sora fighting Yozora. Either one of two things are gonna happen. You use up too much time, you get to the fight, it's too late, Sora gets bloodied, that ending plays out, and then you would have to fight Yozora. Or you get there in a good amount of time, and then there's Sora, and then you fight Yozora with Sora as a party member, and then you beat Yozora. And then no specker, no scratcher, alright? So, you know, I definitely want to play as Yozora. I know, I hear you. I definitely want to play as Yozora. And the thing about that is just like, you know, I'm trying to make sense of all of Yozora's abilities and functions, and like what will control what will do this, what will do that. And I'm like, okay, so like from what I know with Square games and Kingdom Hearts games, specifically Final Fantasy and, you know, Kingdom Hearts 3, you know, I have my PS4 controller in hand, PlayStation controller in hand, because I mean PS5, whatever the fuck, you know, and movement, command menu select, attack, jump, this, you know, command and all that good jazz or whatever. And I'm trying to think of like, how would Yozora even function, you know, compared to Sora, you know, because Yozora does so much wild, different shit that, you know, like, what would trigger what would do what would do what, like, cause like Yozora, he zips around the place, he messes with dimensions, he's able to steal things, he's able to create mechanical allies, he's able to, you know, pierce guard, he's able to cut through dimensions, he has both, you know, he has a melee and a ranged weapon. Yozora is busted. He has a melee and a ranged weapon. So I'm like what does what? I ain't gonna play with no fucking PlayStation Move. That's what I'm gonna tell you right now. No. You know? So, like what would it, what would trigger what? And, you know, I feel the level up, I want to assume that Yozora, you know, I don't want to go through no level 1 bullshit that we did in Kingdom Hearts 1. It's like, oh, Sora is really busted by the end of Kingdom Hearts 1. Kingdom Hearts 2, why am I level 1? Because of what happened in Chain of Memories. Okay, Sora is busted by the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. Alright, Dream Drop Distance, why am I level 1? Because you have to relearn the Keyblade. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Whatever. Going to Kingdom Hearts 3. Why is Sora level 1? Because you know that time when Xehanort almost made you a Nort? In that process, he wiped you clean of all your powers, so you're back at level. So, I don't want to go through any level 1 bullshit, right? I want Yozora to be inherently strong. However, this is where the level up or the, you know, ascension aspect comes into play for, you know, Yozora. Yozora will still level up. He's still busted. You know, he has a great gun. He has a great sword, whatever. But the abilities that he's able to do that we've seen in Kingdom Hearts 3, such as messing with dimensions, messing with space, summoning, you know, technology and stuff like that, that's stuff that you will get as you level up. Alright? And you're gonna need that stuff in order to fight the Gigases. Because as we all know, from Kingdom Hearts 3, as we all know, the Gigases, alright, and Gigases are definitely no pushovers. They ain't no pushovers, right? So, you know, Yozora will probably be able to get rid of, like, foot soldier-esque characters, no problem, right? But those technological advances, those are the things you're gonna need in order to face off and, like, you know, face off against Gigases, right? Because as we saw, Yozora in his prime, you know, in the trailer, like that's the funniest thing. That like the power scaling between Sora and Yozora. You know, playing as Sora in the toy box world, we fight Gigases, and they ain't no pushovers. You can get bodied by Gigas. You know, yeah, like punch, and oh my god, they don't stagger. Oh, they have low health, whatever. You know, they ain't no pushovers. But in the Verum Rex trailer, Yozora was able to slap 1-2, was able to slap Gigases left and right. And that's why I want to assume that Yozora is in his prime, when he has all of his technological prowess in tow, and he's able to slap people back and forth. Kind of like how Roxas was able to one-shot Neo Shadows at the end of 358 Days Over 2. Like that's prime. Yozora, prime. Roxas, prime. Sora Prime? I don't think I've ever seen it. Cutscene power? You know. Yo, Robert, thank you so much for the research. So, what if the Verum Rex boss is Sora? That is something that I definitely think so. That Sora, like in a prospective Verum Rex game, Sora might be the final boss. Like it's literally the path he takes leading up to his encounter with Sora, and that shit would be so refreshing. Like fighting against Sora as a final boss within Verum Rex. I'm like, yeah. You know, yo, Quarter Guy, thank you so much for 15 months. Woo! Gas. But here's another thing about the Yozora complex when it comes to Yozora and Verum Rex. Alright, I truly do believe, and this is part of the One True Sky theory, I truly do believe, you know, like, obviously, Sora and Yozora have some sort of connection. Sky, the night sky. The One True Sky, I truly feel, and like, you know, people throw around the word reincarnation a lot, and it's in that ballpark. But I definitely believe that Yozora was a previous version of Sora. Yozora was the Sora of his universe, right? And that's why that's the double-edged sword of everything. You know, even though Nomura and Square and Disney and Kingdom Hearts try to say that Sora is just an ordinary boy. You know, he's an ordinary boy that rose to greatness. And you know, the whole motif of like, oh, greatness can come from anywhere. You can be great. You can be ordinary and still great. And that's a motif that stands to the end of time, right? But Sora is definitely ordinary in his own universe. However, the greatness aspect that always lied within him is from the fact that Yozora was the original Sora of that universe, and that Sora is the Yozora of his universe. You guys what I'm trying to say? So Yozora was the Sora of his universe that, you know, long gone. He didn't die. He didn't reincarnate into Sora, but like in every universe, there is a static effect. In every universe, there are things that you know, stay static to a certain degree, right? Every universe is gonna have a certain person. Every universe is gonna have a certain plight. You know, like the Master said, right? Every universe is gonna have its own war between the light and the darkness that eventually came to be known as the Keyblade Wars, right? That aspect will remain static, and that within Yozora's universe, a universe that lied before Sora's universe, Yozora was the Sora of that universe, and that Sora was the Sora of a universe that came afterwards, And that's what binds them together. That's what connects them. That's what makes them inherently the same person, yet different. They are the same person, but from different universes. They came after each other. And the biggest takeaway from that I truly feel is the biggest inclinator to that is the fact when Yozora decided to target Sora with his crossbow, Sora's Station of Awakening appeared. You know why? Because they are the same person. That is their Station of Awakening. The only other time we've seen something like that happen is when Sora fought Roxas. And they were the same person. And that's why they had the same Station of Awakening at the time. Yozora and Sora, that's how they're connected. That's how they are the one true sky. The night sky, Sora's sky. All things begin in darkness. And what is the darkest aspect of the sky? When it is nighttime. All things begin in darkness. Yozora, the night sky. And as time goes on, daylight, Sora's sky. That's what I believe. That's what I truly believe. And so far, there's only things within Kingdom Hearts that support that thought and don't detract from it yet. You know, until it does, I will die on that hill. I will die on the ether of that hill within the 5th dimension. Man, HMK out here making sense of bullshit. That's the power of the 5th dimension, man. That's the power of the 5th dimension. Cheers. So I think we need more. I think we need the next piece of fuel within the hype thrusters, right? We need a 6th dimension. Nope. You know why do you know why we can't have a 6th dimension? Because the 5th dimension is a concept of whatever lies beyond the 4th dimension. The fourth dimension being time, right? We don't know what truly lies beyond time, but we know that something does lie beyond time, making it the 5th dimension. So, unless we come up with a concept that defines the 5th dimension, there cannot be a 6th dimension. That's why the 5th dimension, so far, right now, is the end-all, be-all. And that's not bullshit, by the way. That's legit. Like, that's the legit theoretical aspect of the 5th dimension. God, I love Kingdom Hearts lore. Yo, you and me both. I'll drink to that. Are you guys enjoying the stream? I'm having a great time. I want to thank you all so much. This ain't the end. This ain't the end. This is not the end. But I just want to say, I want to thank you all so much that you guys are help making this is our 3rd 5th dimension, stream. You guys are help making the 5th dimension streams a success. This is a success. I'm glad every Friday we're here just you guys are helping making this a success. Thank you. I hope you guys are really enjoying it. Every Friday, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Alright, so I'm talking about more aspects of, Verum Rex and, oh, whoa, that's a Splash Boy. And, Verum Rex and Kingdom Hearts and Oath to Return. A lot of people want to say that, an Oath to Return, Project Oath, that was a rumor that happened not too long ago. That Project Oath would be something, from what was defined as Project Oath, would be two characters, and then people were like, oh, Kairi and Riku, whatever. And the Oath to Return is you know, Project Oath and Oath to return Sora from where, you know, the final world and whatever he's stuck in. But you know, the fact that Kingdom Hearts Remind ended off completely and utterly at the end of, you know, fighting Yozora, beating Yozora, it ended with an Oath to Return. I want to say that if Project Oath was a thing, that an Oath to Return is something that, you know, deals specifically with Yozora. And you know, when we boot up the secret episode, when we boot up the secret episode, you know, the fact that, you know, it shows the final world and then a hashtag Oath. I'm not remembering what was before the hashtag. It was like, you know, I will save you. It was like, I will save you, hashtag Oath, right? And then, you know, the whole concept of Oath, of course, you know, Oath Keeper, Kairi, Sora, whatever. The whole concept of Oath when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 3 definitely is like inlaid with Verum Rex, with Yozora and all stuff. And Oath to Return, hashtag Oath, Project Oath. You know, it has to be something that deals with Yozora and Verum Rex, you know. So that's why I truly believe that, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, Project Oath is going to be like a Kairi Riku game. No, Project Oath, if it's real, is going to be the Verum Rex game. And I need that now. And I hope with all my heart that after Dark Road, I really do want the very next Kingdom Hearts game to be revealed and released to be Verum Rex. Because Tetsuya Nomura cannot leave me like that. We all know that he cannot leave us like that. Like I understand. Look, I feel you. Sora stands, Riku stands, Kairi stands. I feel you. Sora's in a spot. Kairi's been asleep for a year. Riku's all over the place. I understand you. The Destiny trio, they're in a spot right now. I feel you. But the way that Remind ended with Verum Rex, with Yozora, the way that it ended, for me, that's on the back burner. I need my Verum Rex game. I need my Yozora game. That needs to be next. That needs to be the next thing after Dark Road. That needs to be the next thing. Look, I love Kingdom Hearts. I love Kingdom Hearts. When the next Kingdom Hearts, not if, when the next Kingdom Hearts game gets announced after Dark Road, and if it's not something that's directly tied and blatant with Yozora, I'm gonna be a little twisted. Part of me, the part of me that exists within the fifth dimension, that part's gonna be twisted. It's gonna be twisted. Like a knot. It's gonna be twisted. Gonna be twisted. Alright? So, that's the next thing I need. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa, I didn't. I'm gonna be twisted. So, yeah. HMK low-key hates Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, I hate this series. It sucks. I take it back. I can never say that. Man, I love Kingdom Hearts. Holy shit. Like, oh my god, I love Kingdom Hearts. Ah! Woo! Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Hiccups. Within the next. Oh god. Woo! I got this. Alright. That should be good. And what am I drinking? I am drinking Ace Space blood orange cider made by the A Space Company. It's very good. It's blood orange cider, hard cider, and it contains 7% alcohol per volume. Very tasty. It's the fuel for the fifth dimension. So, when it comes to Kingdom Hearts and Verum Rex, and I need that next game, and that's the beautiful thing about Kingdom Hearts, and that's why I love it so much as a video game series. But everyone that's not really diving deep within Kingdom Hearts is all hanky panky. It's like, oh, too much story this, super confusing, too much to take in, blah blah blah. Kingdom Hearts is that one video game series that I felt like has stood the test of time in being so batshit crazy that like it constantly throws things at you left and right, left and right, left and right, that just like makes you just like, oh, just drives you crazy, but makes you love it all the same. The lore is all over the place, and that's why I love it. I love video games, I love media, I love books, I love movies that have like super long, intricate lore that like interconnects everything that is about that series. That's why I'm such a Harry Potter nut, you know? I feel Harry Potter has the same energy as Kingdom Hearts. Anyways, and you know, and that's the thing when it comes to relating from Verum Rex into Kingdom Hearts, and here we go, Union Cross. Here's a little tangent I'm going off for Union Cross for a little bit. People sandbag Union Cross all the time for being like, oh, it's a game all the way from 2013 as Kingdom Hearts Key, or 2015 as Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key, and then like, oh, we'll never see the end of it, and then like all the story updates, there's some that constantly come out that like literally shakes the foundation of what we know of Kingdom Hearts, relating from the time of Union Cross leading into the advent of Kingdom Hearts as we know today, right? And I love that. You know, people hate that, but I love that because it keeps the longevity, it keeps the consistency of Kingdom Hearts going when there isn't a main console game right now to take up the slack. And I've thought about this for so long, but Kingdom Hearts Union Cross literally is akin to a manga series. You know, it really is. And then people hate on it so much, and like, okay, look, you can hate on the gacha aspects on it. That's completely fine. If you're not down for gachas, you know, that's your opinion and it's well founded. I don't blame you. But when it comes to the story aspects that Union Cross gives us to the overall lore of Kingdom Hearts, I appreciate it and love it so much because it's literally like a manga series. Every now and again, like every month, they drop something crazy and new with the update that literally, you know, adds or changes the foundation of something we know within Kingdom Hearts and enriches the overall scope of the lore and the story and the tapestry of the entire history of the game and the series. And it keeps it consistent, it keeps it fresh, and it keeps it ever new, ever growing. And people sandbagging, and I'm like, bro, it's literally like I'm eating up this fucking Union Cross manga, and I'm good with it. I'm really good because it's literally like a manga series. Like, some mangas are monthly, some mangas are bi-monthly, and I'm like, dude, I am down for this ride. And you know, that's the piece I had to get off my chest. That really is. Japan Freak, this series made me go insane. Welcome to the fifth dimension. Enjoy your stay. So yeah. Sunny Firestorm. I am not Dean. Anyways. So, back to Verum Rex, right? The fact, like, man, no more really tried it. No more really thought we were not gonna see that shit. Like, the whole name of Verum Rex is literally True King. And I'm like, you really thought that I'm, like, I who studied Latin a little bit in high school. I who studied Latin a little bit in high school was not gonna pick up on that. I mean, because like, come on. Everyone needs to know that Rex. Everybody needs to know that Rex means king. Like Tyrannosaurus Rex. King of the tyrants. Tyrant king. King of the lizards. You know? Rex means king. So obviously that's like, everyone should know that. Like when you see the word Rex, it's like ding, 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 king, king, king. And Venom means truth or true in Latin. So like true king. And I'm like, Nomura, you really tried it. You really tried it. True king. Because in Final Fantasy 15, a huge aspect, narrative-wise, within the game is true king, the one true king. Noctis is the one true king, So yeah. HMK doesn't roll off the tongue. Well, deal with it. I'm not Dean. Sora Alam 1 is Dean. I'm not Dean. Like, man. Dean's not a bad name. Embrace it. Dean's not a bad name. Dean's a great name, but I'm not Dean. Oh my god. So when it comes to like true king, like it really, like Nomura really tried it with that. Like of course, like there you go, versatility. And the funniest thing about that is that Nomura beats around the bush. Obviously says it's not verse 13, but then like a cool thing that people were able to point out with the fact of Verum Rex is that Verum Rex is the name of the video game. But then we come to the secret episode of Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, where we fight Yozora. All right, and within the theater of the the secret movie, it's not named the Verum Rex. It's named Falsus Rex. Falsus Rex, and Falsus means false. Like if you cannot put that together, falsus means false from Latin, right? False king, right? But then Verum, right? Let's take the first 3 letters of Verum, V-E-R, and let's take the Verum came first, right? Yeah. And Falsus came afterwards, right? So let's take V-E-R, the first 3 letters, V-E-R, and let's take the last 3 letters of Falsus, right? S-U-S, like V-E-R-S-U-S. And then Nomura wants to say that it's not versus 13. That is hilarious. Yo, if you want to call me something, call me H or call me Killer. Alright, that's fine. Shit. Galaxy Brain moment. No. I don't want to take credit for that at all, because that was something that was brought up to me on Twitter. And I was like, and the fact that, Yozora looks like Noctis. But I'm gonna go out on a limb. I love Noctis on this. I love Noctis as a character. I really do. I love Noctis as a character, but of course you can see, slight differences between Noctis and Yozora when it comes to design, but you can see similarities. I love Noctis as a character, but for me, he looks a little too much like Sasuke for my take, right? I prefer Yozora's design over Noctis. I really do. And I'm like, 2.0? You got it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Out Noctis, yeah, because he did, and I'm like, but I mean, like Yozora looks more on the original type, more on the original slate. I think Yozora does look better than Noctis, and man, like that, I really feel Nomura's pain, because I feel that he's infuriated. He will never say it because, I mean, he works for Square Enix, he's the developer for Square Enix, and right now he's Square Enix's top golden goose because, I mean, Hashimoto's not even there with the company right now, right? And people like would say, no more this, no more of that, no more of that. But when it comes to the Final Fantasy aspect, so the SquareSoft side of Square Enix, right? Nomura is definitely Square Enix's golden goose at the moment, right? And you know, he can deny all he wants on interviews and whatever, but I know that he must be burned out of his mind about having his baby taken away from him, because Noctis was another one of his babies aside from Sora, and he's gone on record in interviews saying that he created the concept of Noctis to be the polar opposite that of Sora. You know, in terms of personality and everything, right? You know, Sora is very cheerful, very outgoing, and very, you know, very in tune with his emotions. Noctis isn't. He's not outgoing. He's not in tune with his emotions. He doesn't know how to display his emotions. He's very shut off from the rest of the world, and you can see that in the trailers and within Final Fantasy 15. You know, he really tries to put up a huge front, but deep down he's a huge softie. But you know, he doesn't truly know how to convey his emotions due to his rural upbringing. Sora came from nothing. Sora was able to, you know, be on, you know, like, you know, peasant level in terms of people, and you know, he can talk to, you know, regular average Joes no problem because he grew up in that aspect. So, Noctis grew up in royalty. You know, he grew up in shut off. He was pampered and all that stuff. He didn't really know how, you know, convey his emotions. And don't let me get started on that time where he got the shit beaten out of him as a child, and to the fact that he had to be, you know, healed over in Luna Freya's kingdom, whatever. You know, Final Fantasy 15 lore is, you know, I played 15. I know about the lore too. So, you know, don't get me started on when he got the shit beaten out of him as a kid. You know, that only made things worse, right? So, literally, Noctis was very shut off with his emotions, and thereby being the polar opposite to Sora. And you know that Nomura really wanted to integrate Noctis into Kingdom Hearts 3 if everything went according to plan of how he envisioned it with Final Fantasy Verse 13, which became 15, but it didn't. You know, he was taken off the project. Hashimoto took over. Not Hashimoto. Let me stop. Am I saying Hashimoto? I said Hashimoto earlier. That I didn't mean that. I meant Shinji Hashimoto is the producer. I've been drinking. Fuck. He's not with Square no more. Tabata! There you go. Thank you so much. Tabata. His first name starts with an H, right? His first name starts with an H. Oh man, I've been tripping, dude. Hold on. Hajime. There you go. That's why I was tripping. Hajime Tabata. Alright, so Tabata took over. Damn, I was tripping. Holy shit. That's the effect of the fifth dimension, right? So Tabata took over, and literally that was his baby taken away from him. You know, of course, you know, characters were designed by Tetsuya Nomura, Final Fantasy 15, but Tabata took over as director, yada yada yada. And you know, Noctis was, you know, thrown around to all of these properties, and everybody, you know, he's in Tekken, Dissidia, all that stuff, right? I mean, like, Noctis is not even in Union Cross. Right, so like that literally was his baby taken away from him, and then Nomura was like, I will have Noctis be integrated into Kingdom Hearts if it's the last thing I do. Any means necessary, right? And Yozora, you know, Yozora definitely seems in line with Noctis's original personality traits. He seems very stoic, very in control of his emotions for the sake of putting up a front. You know, he doesn't convey them as much as he does with Sora. He's very, you know, like, oh, it's like if you are who you say, are you done? I guess my powers aren't needed yet. You thought you'll win? I'm sorry, I don't lose. You know, like, he's very, and while Sora's all like, but Yozora's like. So that definitely goes in line with that, and you know, Nomura originally created Noctis to be polar opposite to Sora, and man, I know he really wanted to put him into Kingdom Hearts to be that, right? But I feel it's one of those situations like, you know, it's all's well that ends well, because if Yozora was truly put into Kingdom Hearts, he would be once again a Final Fantasy character coming from an already established series of Final Fantasy, and then he would have to be tweaked in order to be incorporated into the Kingdom Hearts lore. He would have his own new backstory, all that good jazz, and he wouldn't truly be part of the grander picture, just part of the ride. And that's what the Final Fantasy characters are in Kingdom Hearts: Squall, Cloud, Yuffie, Aerith, Cid, Sephiroth, Cypher, Setzer, everybody. You know, Vivi. They're all just part of the ride, but they're not part of the grander scope of everything, right? They never were, right? However, now Yozora definitely is part of the grander scope of Kingdom Hearts, right? And Noctis would not have been able to do that. So I feel like, you know, it is one of those moments, like, it's literally all's well that ends well, and it's like, it's one of those things like, yeah, sure, it was bitter to get to this point, but being at this point is better than what it could have been. So, you know. You guys feel me, right? You guys feel me. You guys get what I'm saying, right? You want some? Whew. Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3. That's some good stuff. So, when it comes to, you know, Magia and Aegis, you know, like everyone else that isn't Yozora and Luxord within Verum Rex, I want to know more about them. And, you know, I've made not really a theory, you know, like more of a speculation, more of an observation. Way back when, because I still plan to put out my video of, you know, Verum Rex, Nomura's Revenge. I really want to put out the video, right? If he wants me to call him something else, he needs to say it. I did. You weren't paying attention. I said either call me H or Killa. Just that's literally it. You know. Anyways, when it comes to Magia and Aegis, right? I've already put together a very, like, it's old, a preliminary video about Nomura's Revenge, Verum Rex, Final Fantasy Verse 13, whatever. And it really seems that Nomura is taking aspects that, you know, he helped put together within the original Verse 13, which is, you know, how Prompto looked, how Arden looked, how Gladio looked, and how Ignis looked, right? And I really feel that, you know, Aegis, as we know Aegis, when we look at Aegis, you know, he seems to be a combination of Ignis and Gladio. You know, obviously, look, glasses, the way he looks like a little like Ignis, right? And he seems like he has a great blade, like Gladio, and he shields, you know, and Gladio within Final Fantasy 15 is like, oh, I am the king's shield. And that is, I feel, the fuse aspect between Gladio, Ignis. You know, you know, Gladio is basically Noctis' top bodyguard. I am the king's shield. While Ignis is his advisor, his strategic advisor, his butler, basically. You know, advisor, and butler. You know, like Ignis is basically Yozora. Ignis is basically Noctis' mom, right? Like, man, watch that anime, please, right? So they're combining both aspects into that for Aegis. You know, Aegis with the shield, advisor being Yozora's shield, right? And then when we come to Prompto and Arden, I feel both of them with the association of magic, and, you know, Prompto being Yozora's best friend, not Yozora, Prompto being Noctis' best friend, you know, that's the combined aspect. But then when you go deep into Prompto's lore, when you learn about him, you know, if originally coming from, you know, Niflheim, because why they were using this shit? You know, like Final Fantasy 7, it was Nibelheim. 15 was Niflheim, right? Niflheim. Nephilim. Niflheim, right? Right? F. Niflheim, not Nibelheim, not B. F. Niflheim. That's the 15 one, right? Right? Fucking Niflheim. Oh my god. Alright. So, you know, with the whole lore with Prompto and his origins in Niflheim, and then, of course, you know, Arden, while he's about, you know, I feel those were combined for the aspect of Magia for Yozora's partner. So, like, Yozora is Noctis Reborn. Aegis is Gladio and Ignis combined. And Magia is Prompto and Arden combined. And that's your party in the Verum Rex. What up? Ooh. So when it comes to those derivative aspects of what we've seen in Final Fantasy Versus 13, which eventually became Final Fantasy 15, I really feel that there are going to be lingering flavors of what we saw could have worked with Final Fantasy 15 and Versus 13 within Verum Rex. Because there are, like I said before, there are a lot of things that were cut. There are a lot of things that we saw in trailers, that we heard in interviews, that we saw in concepts that did not make it to the final product of 15. That began as a Versus 13, and I feel that those we will see some of those. We will, you know, we've already seen some of those in Verum Rex, in the secret endings of Kingdom Hearts 3. Both of them, we've seen, you know, forgotten aspects that didn't make it to the final product of 15 live again in Verum Rex, in Kingdom Hearts 3, in, you know, all things tied to Yozora. So I feel we're going to see more along the line and more when it comes to, you know, the overall aspect of what could have been with Versus 13 in Verum Rex. Because if I'm remembering correctly, because you know, guys, forgive me, I've been drinking, but if I'm remembering correctly, there was an aspect within Final Fantasy 15 that didn't really make it to the final product. That Noctis had a power that allowed him to see or to know when people were about to die, and that was like the red eye aspect. And that's funny because, you know, Noctis is blue eyes, but then his eyes will go red at certain aspects, and then Yozora, one red eye, one blue eye. But I feel that was a thing, that was a power, right? That apparently Noctis was supposed to have, that he was supposed to see when people were supposed to die, or know, or like, you know, like foresee when people were supposed to die. And I feel that could be an aspect that plays into, you know, Verum Rex Yozora, and that could be that could be like the part of the fifth dimension aspect that leads into the reason why Yozora sends Luxord to find someone like Sora, because maybe the trailer for what we see in Toy Box, the trailer that shows the big apocalypse, the big world-ending event that we saw in the trailer, is something that Yozora, using a forgotten element within Versus 13 or 15, of him seeing people dying, or the world dying, the world coming to an end. He saw it coming, right? And then that's when he decided to use Luxord's power of time and dimensions to find someone that could avert this. Eyes that see the light of expiring souls. That's what it was? That's what it was? That's what it was, right? Bang, bang. Doomsight. Is that what's called? Doomsight? That actually sounds super dope. Like, I never knew it had a name. But Doomsight, that sounds so cool. I see you all with my Doomsight. That's awesome. Nah, I just came up with it. That's cool. Yo. Trademark that shit. Do it. Trademark it. Do it. That shit sounds like a fucking what's it? What do you call in Birth by Sleep? Well, in Birth by Sleep, they're what are they called? Command styles? That just sounds like a command style. Doom sight. You see the doom of your enemies, and then you follow up on an attack from what you foresaw, and you doom your enemies. Doom sight. That sounds like a command style from Birth by Sleep. Doom sight. Doom sight. Trademark it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. 30 cents every time someone mentions it. Money. Doom sight. Do it. Do it. But yeah, that's one of the many aspects that I know from the top of my head, because I mean, like, versus 13, 15, that shit has such a long, man. That's one of those legendary games, because like, look, people constantly sandbag and make fun of Kingdom Hearts 3. It's like, oh, a game that was in 14 years of development. No, right? Preliminary development did not even start. Preliminary development, conceptual development didn't start until 2010, and then you don't even count that as a developmental phase. Development started for Kingdom Hearts 3 in 2013, right? And then like it came out in 2019. I'm like, dang, 6 years of development. Oof, that's oof, right? But like, versus 13, 15, Final Fantasy 15, legitimately was a game that had years of development on it. Like, the first trailer that we got for Versus 13 was 2006. 2006. It was going to be a PS3 game, right? 2006, right? And the game did not come out until 2016. So that game had 10 years, right? And there's so much to, like, from what we know of the development of Final Fantasy Versus 13 in terms of trailers, from what we've seen, there's so much we've seen, and there's so much that did not see the light of day. So there's so much to keep track of like forgotten concepts or things that could find new life within Kingdom Hearts as part of Verum Rex. And you know, one of the things that I do remember from the top of my head is definitely you know, the doom sight, you know, like, you know, Noctis having the sights or the eyes that are able to see when people are going to die, or know when people are going to die, or like, you know, a sense, the sense of death, you know. And jeez, so that's like one of the many concepts. And you know, we all had to take it upon ourselves to go through the annals of history and see where we can see certain aspects that could make their ways into Verum Rex, right? And overall, from what I'm seeing so far, I'm happy with. And then of course there's that big element of the FNC, the Fabula Nova Crystalla series, within, you know, like the tinge, the hint of the Fabula Nova Crystalla series, not only just being Versus 13 within Verum Rex, but it's within Kingdom Hearts 3 when you lose against Yozora, right? And when Sora becomes a crystal. A lot of people take that, a lot of people can misconstrue that as, you know, Yozora freezing Sora. You know, ice. They think it's ice. It's crystal. You know, because if you didn't play, you know, Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy 13-2, or Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns, you know, the Fabula Nova Crystalla series is like, it's primordial essence you could redetect within Final Fantasy 13, right? And that deals with a lot of things within the crystal, with the things with concepts of Falsi, Lassie. I keep fucking up the name. It's Falsi, it's Falsi, Lassie. I get that right, but Seth, I hear them say it, but then I read it and like Seth or Seth. I think it's Seth, right? You know, because, you know, like the whole concept, like, you know, so Falsi is Falsi, apostrophe C-I-E, falsy, right? And then Lucy is just L apostrophe C-I-E, Lucy, right? But then Seth, C-I-E apostrophe T-H, right? And Seth, Seeth, alright, Seth is 1, Seeth is 2. Which one am I getting right? Tell me in the chat. Seth, Seeth, whatever. When they don't complete the role as a Lassie chosen by the falsy, then they become Seth or Seeth, right? Whatever. And then when Lassies, Seth, whatever. When Lassies finish their role, or the, I'm saying role, but it's another name, but like, you know, it's basically the same thing. When they finish their role given to them by the falsy, then they become a crystal, and they go into crystal stasis, right? And crystal stasis gives you the opportunity of eternal life. But the definition of their eternal life when you become a crystal through crystal stasis is very messed up. You know, like, your eternal life, you become a crystal. You become a crystal. Can I move? No. Can I think? I don't know. Can I do anything? No. So when do I get to move again? When a falsy determines that they need you again, and they break you out of crystal stasis, and they give you a new role. And then you do that role, and then you go back into crystal stasis. And then that's the eternal life. And I'm like, that doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good at all, right? So, with Sora being crystallized, when he loses against Yozora, that's a lot of people who are very well in depth with Fabula Nova Crystallis believing that that's Sora completing his role, completing his focus. There you go. That was the thing. Completing his focus. That's the thing that you're supposed to be focused on. That's Sora completing his focus, right? And then he goes into crystal stasis. And then when he goes into crystal stasis, that's when, you know, Yozora goes over and is like, I will save you. Which makes sense when you think about the whole concept of Fabula Nova Crystallis. He's trying to save Sora from his fate of crystal stasis, because he wants to save Sora from just being a crystal that's dictated by Sora's falsy. And that's like that sounds very funky, right? And that definitely goes on with Fabula Nova Crystallis. But as some of us, that all of us shall know, that is one ending when you lose against Yozora. And data miners were able to figure out and find out that when you win against Yozora, the final name of the trailer of the movie that plays after after you're victorious against Yozora is True Ending. So when you beat Yozora, Sora does not become a crystal, neither does Yozora, and that's the true ending. That really makes you wonder why Nomura and why the team would put in a lose trailer scenario in which Sora becomes a crystal, and then people who played the Fabula Nova Crystallis series would pick up on that and they're like, oh wow, what the fuck? And why would they incorporate that if it's not the true ending, if it's not anything that's supposedly canon? And then I played around with the theory that, like, hey, that's Sora, using the fucking power of waking to reset time every time he gets bodied by Yozora. But then Sora's not supposed to have the power of waking by the time he meets Yozora, because he's supposed to lose it because he abused it too much, and that's how he got trapped in the Flower World. So, yeah. Yozora did not. That's the big misconception. Yozora, if Sora's crystallization is going in line from what we know with Fabula Nova Crystallis, Yozora did not crystallize him. A lot of people get that misconstrued. A lot of people get that weirded out. A lot of people believe that aspect. Yozora did not crystallize him. Yozora got crystallized because he fulfilled his focus, his role, and people infer that his focus and role was to meet or to lose to Yozora. And that is what led to him being crystallized. Yozora did not crystallize him. Yozora wanted to save him from crystal stasis. Crystal stasis occur when you complete or face your focus within Final Fantasy 13 and Fabula Nova Crystallis. That's what happened. So it was a dream? Man, I don't know! I don't know. I don't know. You're asking too much of me, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. But I will tell you this. This is what I do know. He gets a lot of flack. A lot of people try to sandbag him. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. And I stand by it. No matter what you say, no matter what you think. I love Tetsuya Nomura. Yeah, I love his work. I love his ethic. I love his designs. I love what he does. I love his thought process. Is it perfect? No. Does it have flaws? Of course. But Tetsuya Nomura is definitely someone I feel is within the energy of media and products that I love and enjoy. I love Tetsuya Nomura. I love his work. I stand by it. I don't care. He puts something out, I'll eat it up. When he fucks up, I'll call him out on it. But so far, to me, as a consumer of his works and products, Tetsuya Nomura has not let me down. He hasn't. And I hope he doesn't. Because, man, oh yeah. I love Tetsuya Nomura. I love him. Man, it's just great. He's great. You know, I love him. Is he perfect? Hell no. But like, I'm so glad that Nojima. No. It wasn't Nojima. It was Nojima. I'm so glad Nojima and Hashimoto gave him the try, because if you don't know, as we all should know, in the beginnings of King, no, it was Sakaguchi. My bad. It was not Nojima. It was Sakaguchi. As we all know, from the beginnings of Kingdom Hearts, Hashimoto and Sakaguchi were looking and discussing someone who should take up the role of director of the Kingdom Hearts series. Nomura overheard, and he stepped up to the plate, and he was just a kid. He was just a new kid on the block. He literally was the new kid on the block in Square Enix, and Hashimoto and Sakaguchi looked at him and were like, alright, new kid, show us what you can do. And the rest is history. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Fifth Dimension. It's going up live. Well, I mean, we are live, but it's going up tomorrow on YouTube. And if you guys are watching this from YouTube, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and the episode as well. We talked about Verum Rex. We had such a great showing of support and people within the Fifth Dimension. And I'm just going to say right now, keep your eyes open for the Fifth Dimension in HMK, because I'm working on some really big stuff. If you thought that this was the end all be all to the Fifth Dimension on my channel integration, this is only the beginning. Big things happening. You know, big things popping, little things stopping. Just keep your eye out. And I hope you guys enjoyed the Fifth Dimension. As always, this has been your boy HMK. And I'll see you next Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Every Friday. What? 5? 5? Yeah. 5 dimensions. Fifth Dimension. 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll see you guys next week for the next subject, for the next video, for the next live stream. This has been HMK. I hope you guys enjoyed your stay in the Fifth Dimension. And Check you guys later.